Tonight, let everything be as it is. You don't have to fix anything. You don't have to become anyone. For the next little while, there is nothing to solve, only something to set down. This life is temporary, and the tiredness you carry, it rarely comes from how heavy your life is. It comes from how tightly you hold it. You hold the words someone said. You hold the person you used to be. You hold a future that hasn't arrived and a past that has already left. And somewhere underneath all of it, the heart grows quietly tired, not because you are weak, but because you were never meant to carry this much. So tonight, we begin to loosen your grip. Not all at once, just a little. Breathe in, and as you breathe out, let the day go. Before we go any further, let's take 3 slow breaths together. There is no wrong way to do this. You don't have to breathe deeply or perfectly, just naturally, just kindly. Breathe in through your nose, slowly, and let it out even more slowly. Feel your shoulders fall. Again, breathe in, gently filling, and release. Let the jaw soften. Let the forehead smooth. One more time. Breathe in the quiet of this room, and breathe out everything you no longer need to hold tonight. Good. That is all. Nothing to achieve. With each breath from here on, you can sink a little deeper into rest, like a smooth stone settling softly to the bottom of a still, warm pond. Think for a moment of everything you have been carrying today. The conversation that didn't go the way you hoped, the task left unfinished, the small worry you picked up this morning and never quite put back down. None of it feels heavy on its own. A single thought weighs nothing. A single word weighs nothing. But we don't carry them one at a time. We carry them all at once, all day, and we carry them into the night. You were not given a mind so that you could hold the whole world inside it. You were given a mind so that you could see clearly and then rest. So here, in the quiet, you can begin to unpack. You don't have to throw anything away. You only have to stop gripping. Let your shoulders drop. Let your hands open. And let the weight of the day rest somewhere other than inside your chest. Notice something gentle tonight. So much of our exhaustion is not about the thing itself. It is about our wish that the thing were different. We are tired because we wanted the day to go one way, and it went another. We are tired because someone changed, and we wanted them to stay the same. We are tired because we are quietly arguing with what already is. This is the deepest kind of tiredness, the tiredness of resisting reality. And the strange, kind truth is this: the moment you stop arguing, much of the weight simply falls away. Not because anything outside of you changed, but because you stopped pushing against it. Peace is not something you have to build. It is what remains when you stop struggling. So let this be a night without struggle. Nothing to push against. Nothing to win. Only your breath, rising and falling, exactly as it already knows how to do. The mind is a restless thing. It runs ahead into tomorrow, then circles back into yesterday, rarely pausing in the one place it could actually rest, which is now. You may have noticed this already. You lie down to sleep, and the mind wakes up. It replays, it rehearses, it reaches for problems that don't even belong to this hour. You don't need to fight it. Fighting the mind is just more movement. Instead, simply notice it, the way you would notice weather. Ah, there is a thought, and there it goes. You are not your thoughts. You are the quiet space in which they appear and dissolve. Thoughts pass through you like clouds pass through the sky, and the sky is never harmed by the weather. Tonight, you can let the mind wander if it wants to. You don't have to follow it. Stay here with the breath and let the thoughts drift by unchased. In the quiet, thoughts can sound very loud, and in the dark, they can sound very true. But a thought is not a fact. A thought is just a passing suggestion the mind offers, sometimes wise, often anxious, rarely the whole truth. The mind at night is a poor judge of your life. It exaggerates. It forgets everything good and remembers every worry. It tells you that a hard moment is a permanent one, and that a single mistake is who you are. None of that is true. It is just the tired mind talking in the dark. You don't have to argue with these thoughts, and you don't have to believe them either. You can simply let them speak, the way you would let a television murmur softly in another room, there, but not commanding you. Tomorrow in daylight, things will look different. They always do. So tonight, don't trust the heavy thoughts. Trust the breath. Trust the rest. Trust the morning. Here is the truth the heart keeps forgetting. Nothing stays. Not the good days, not the hard ones, not the version of you resting here now, nor the worries that feel so solid right now. Everything is in motion. Everything is arriving and leaving at the same time. The breath you just took is already gone. The moment you are in is already becoming the next one. This could sound like a sad thing, but sit with it a little longer, and it becomes the most freeing thing of all. If nothing stays, then this heaviness will not stay either. This worry will not stay. This ache in the chest, this long day, this difficult season, none of it is permanent. It is all passing, even now, even as you rest. Impermanence is not the enemy of peace. It is the doorway to it. So breathe and remember, whatever you are carrying tonight is already on its way out. Look at how naturally the world lets go. The evening does not cling to the afternoon. The autumn does not beg the summer to stay. The tide does not hold the shore. It arrives, it touches, and it returns. Your own body knows this rhythm too. It has been changing since the day you were born, growing, shifting, aging, renewing, and it has never once asked your permission. Every cell is quietly passing, quietly being replaced, without any effort from you. You are not a fixed thing that the world is threatening to change. You are the changing itself. You are a river, not a stone. And a river suffers only when it dreams of becoming a stone. So tonight, let yourself flow. Let yourself be exactly as unfinished, as in between, as beautifully temporary as you truly are. There is nothing wrong with you. You are simply moving the way everything alive is always moving. We spend so much of our lives doing two exhausting things at once. We chase the feelings we like, and we run from the feelings we don't. But feelings were never meant to be captured or escaped. They were meant to move through you the way a breeze moves through an open window. When happiness comes, you don't have to grab it and hold it forever. Just let it visit. Enjoy it and let it be light. And when sorrow comes, and it will for all of us, you don't have to slam the window shut. You can let it in, sit with it a while, and trust that it too knows the way out. Nothing that arrives in the heart is permanent. Joy is a guest. Grief is a guest. You are the house, and the house remains standing long after every guest has gone. So keep the window open tonight. Let whatever is here simply pass through. There is a kind of love that is heavy and a kind of love that is light, and it helps to know the difference. Heavy love is really fear wearing love's clothes. It says, don't change, don't leave, don't let me lose you. It holds so tightly that it squeezes the joy out of the very thing it treasures. Light love simply wishes another well. It says, I am glad you exist. I want you to be free, even if your freedom leads you somewhere I cannot follow. When you love someone lightly, you stop trying to own them, and something softens in you.
fear of losing them loosens its grip. Not because you care less, but because you are no longer clutching. You can love deeply and hold loosely at the same time. In fact, that is the only love that does not wound. So tonight, think of the people you love, and in your heart, quietly wish them well, with open hands, not closed ones.
Some of the heaviest sorrow we carry is the sorrow of change we did not choose. People we loved who drifted away, chapters of life that closed before we were ready, the way things used to be and can never quite be again. It is right to grieve these things. Don't rush past that. But somewhere in the grieving, there can also be a soft release. Nothing that leaves was ever truly ours to keep. The people, the seasons, the good years, they were never possessions. They were gifts on loan for a little while. And a gift does not become less beautiful because it doesn't last forever. In truth, its impermanence is part of why it was so precious at all. So you can hold your memories gently, with gratitude instead of grasping. Thank you for being here. Thank you for the time we had. What is left has left. What remains, remains. And you are still here, still breathing, still whole enough to rest tonight. So much of our tension comes from a quiet, hidden belief. The belief that if we just try hard enough, we can control everything. We try to control what people think of us. We try to control how tomorrow turns out. We try to control outcomes that were never in our hands to begin with. And when life refuses to obey, as it always eventually does, we don't just feel disappointed. We feel like we failed. But you did not fail. You simply reached for a kind of power that no human being has ever held. You cannot control the weather, only whether you carry an umbrella. You cannot control the tide, only whether you struggle or float. There is enormous relief waiting on the other side of one honest sentence. Some things are simply not up to me. Say it softly to yourself tonight. Some things are not up to me. And feel how your whole body exhales when you finally stop trying to hold the sky in place. People sometimes fear the word acceptance. They think it means giving up, going numb, letting the world walk over them. But real acceptance is not weakness, it is clarity. Acceptance simply means seeing what is true without the extra suffering of pretending it isn't. It means knowing the difference between what you can change and what you cannot, and pouring your energy only into the first. You still act, you still care, you still work toward what matters, but you stop spending your strength fighting things that were never going to move. Think of how much energy that frees. All the hours you spent wrestling with the unchangeable. Imagine that strength returned to you, ready for the things that actually respond to your effort. Acceptance is not the end of trying. It is the beginning of trying wisely. So tonight, lay down the battles you cannot win, not in defeat, in wisdom, and keep your strength for the morning, for the things that are truly yours to shape. When something painful happens, the mind reaches for a single aching question. Why me? Why this? Why now? It feels like asking why should bring an answer, and the answer should bring relief. But notice what really happens. Each time you ask, why me? You press on the wound instead of letting it heal. You live the hurt again, and again, and again. Some things in life have no reason you will ever find. And waiting for a reason before you allow yourself peace is like refusing to leave a dark room until you understand exactly why the light went out. You are allowed to heal before you understand. You are allowed to feel better even without an explanation. Tonight, you can set the question down. Not because it doesn't matter, but because carrying it is costing you more than the answer would ever give back. Let why me soften into what now. And let what now be gentle. Let it be rest. There is one person we are often hardest on, one person we forgive last of all, ourselves. You carry a quiet list, don't you? The things you wish you'd done differently, the words you wish you could take back, the person you thought you'd be by now. But listen gently. You were always doing the best you could with what you knew and what you had at the time. If you had known better in those moments, you would have done better. That is simply how being human works. The version of you that made those mistakes was younger, more frightened, and more alone than you are right now. That version deserves your compassion, not your punishment. You can lay the guilt down, not because none of it mattered, but because carrying it forever helps no one, least of all the people you love. So tonight, rest a hand, if you like, over your own heart and say softly, I forgive you. You did your best. You can rest now. Letting go is not a single dramatic moment. It is not a door you slam once and never open again. Letting go is quieter than that. It happens the way morning arrives, slowly, softly, one shade of light at a time. You do not have to release everything tonight. You do not have to be finished with your pain, or wise about your past, or at peace with all of it. That is far too much to ask of one evening. You only have to stop adding to it. Stop stacking new worries on the old ones. Stop watering the seeds you do not want to grow. And little by little, without any force, the pile grows lighter. What you stop feeding slowly fades. What you stop gripping slowly slips away on its own. So be patient with yourself. You are not behind. You are not failing at healing. You are simply human, letting go the only way anyone ever truly does, gently and one small breath at a time. There is a strange freedom that comes when you finally accept that nothing here is permanent, not even you. At first, it sounds frightening, but turn it over in the quiet, and it softens into something like gratitude. Because if this life is only borrowed, then every ordinary thing becomes a small miracle. This breath, this warm bed, the quiet of this hour, the simple fact that you are here at all tonight, alive, in a world that did not have to include you. You were never owed any of it, and that is exactly what makes it a gift. The tired heart says, "Why is this ending?" The peaceful heart says, "How lucky I was to have it at all." So tonight, instead of counting what is missing, let yourself quietly count what is here. Warmth, breath, rest. This moment. It is enough. It has always been enough. And it is, quietly, a gift. The past is gone. You cannot step back into it, no matter how carefully you replay it. The future has not arrived. You cannot live inside it, no matter how much you rehearse it. There is only ever this breath, this moment, this quiet room, this heartbeat. This is the only place life is actually happening. And notice, right now, in this exact moment, you are okay. Not because everything in your life is solved, but because right now, in this breath, there is nothing you must carry. The mind loves to leap away from now, because now feels too simple, too small. But this small, simple moment is the only shelter that has ever existed. So come back. Come back to the breath rising in your chest. Come back to the weight of your body, held safely by the bed beneath you. Breathe in. You are here. Breathe out. You are safe. There is nowhere else you need to be tonight. One of the heaviest things we do is try to carry our entire life all at once. We lie down at night and pick up not just today, but every tomorrow, every bill that isn't due yet, every decision not yet made, every version of the future that might go wrong. No wonder the heart feels crushed. You were never asked to live your whole life tonight. You were only ever asked to live this one day. and this day is nearly done. You do not have to know how the whole story ends. You only have to take the next small step when it comes in the morning. Life is not lived in decades. It is lived in single days, single hours, single breaths, and each of those you can handle. You have handled every single day that has ever come to you, including the ones you were sure you couldn't. So set tomorrow down. It is not tonight's to carry. Tonight, you rest. There is a quiet intelligence to life that moves whether or not we approve of it. Seasons turn without our instructions. Wounds close without our supervision. The breath breathes itself, even now, even as you drift towards sleep, without you having to remember how. So much is being taken care of that you never see. And maybe you can trust a little more of your life to that same current. Not everything has to be forced. Not everything has to be figured out tonight, or held in place by the sheer effort of your worry. You can loosen your hands on the wheel. You can let life carry some of the weight it was always willing to carry. If only you would let it. This is not carelessness. It is trust. The deep, restful trust that you are held by something larger than your own anxious effort. So tonight, stop rowing. Let the river do what rivers do, and simply float. Now, as we come toward the end, let's let the body grow heavy, one part at a time. Feel your feet. Let them be completely soft. There is nothing they need to hold. Feel your legs and let them sink into the bed, heavy and warm. Let your belly rise and fall on its own. Let your chest soften. Let your shoulders drop away from your ears, all the way down. Let your hands rest open. Let your arms grow heavy. Soften your jaw. Let your tongue rest. Let the space between your eyebrows grow smooth and still. And let your mind, that hard-working mind, finally set down its tools for the night. There is nothing to do now, nowhere to be, no problem that needs you before morning. With every breath, you are sinking a little deeper, warmer, softer, heavier, safe. Let the breath slow all by itself, and let sleep come toward you, gently, like a tide reaching the shore. So here we are, at the end of the day, and the end of these words. There is nothing left to do, nothing to solve, nothing to hold, nothing to prove. You have set the day down. You have loosened your grip. You have remembered that everything passes, and that you are the quiet sky through which it all moves. Whatever tomorrow brings, it will come one moment at a time, and you will meet it one breath at a time, just as you always have. But that is tomorrow. Right now, there is only rest, Let your body grow heavy and warm. Let the breath slow on its own. Let the mind grow soft and dim, like a candle gently going out. You are safe. You are enough. You have carried so much for so long, and tonight you are allowed to put it all down. Breathe in softly, and as you breathe out, let go completely. Sleep now. Rest now. All is well.